Well, hello everyone. Saint Avo, good morning. It's a pleasure to be presenting this evening. And as I had mentioned several weeks ago while presenting on leadership and integrity, I had indicated that I like to start many of my meetings with a good morning because it's similar to Saint Nouveau and the new beginnings. So when I think of a new beginning, I often think of the great time and the wonderful peace every single morning when the sun is rising and the world is beginning, no matter where you are in the world. So it's my pleasure, as I said, once again, my name is John Choman, coming to you from the greater Vancouver area out in British Columbia, BC, in Canada. So, Saint Nouveau, new beginnings, goodness empowered. Let's move forward and get our screen working and make things happen for this evening. Having a few technical difficulties, my bad. I apologize for that. All right. As I had mentioned, good morning. There's a shot of beautiful downtown Vancouver in English Bay, just off of Stanley Park. As I had mentioned, my name is John Choman. I had indicated several weeks ago that I would like to adopt a new sort of strategy with all of us Saint Nouveauers when we greet each other or run into one another. Let's start the day off with a good morning, no matter what time of the day it is. I think it's a fun way to approach our business, and it's a fun way to just approach life in general. Rather be happy than sort of the whole humdrum. So here we are, another beautiful shot of downtown Vancouver, and one of my favorite scenes. So the power of Saint Nouveau body sims. As we see, there are many different types of body sims. We'll go through each and every one individually. We're going to also cover off the Saint Nouveau app that's available to all of us on all of our devices. So I strongly urge anyone that hasn't downloaded the Saint Nouveau app, please do so. It's one of the most powerful tools that Saint Nouveau has actually offered or provided to all of the members that join Saint Nouveau. The information on the Saint Nouveau app is abundant. It's extremely powerful, and I highly recommend that everybody become accustomed to utilizing it. I certainly use it very frequently because it's just extremely convenient, no matter where you are on the planet. At any second of the day, every one of us have our cell phone on us or our iPad or notepad, and it's just so simple to operate. The power of body sims, Saint Nouveau body sims, is truly amazing. When I came to know the company, I was absolutely blown away by the results and the performance of the body sims. We have a fine gentleman that I've had the pleasure of meeting on numerous occasions, and all of the team from Utah. They're an amazing group of individuals. Brian Davies, who is becoming a greater friend every time I talk to him. He has a wonderful track record and a background. He has been involved in many parts of the world and networked. He's involved on a spiritual level and involved in community at an extensive level. He's a lawyer by profession. He has a engineering background, and of course, his interest and passion for research and development is second to none. Thus, the reason for this wonderful company coming about more than a decade ago. We also have another phenomenal team leader. Her name is Catherine Shen, or as many of us know her as Lee Dan. Lee Dan's history with the company is extensive. Her business acumen from around the world, being involved in network marketing, is second to none. As I had mentioned, my accolades towards Brian. Catherine has been nominated as Woman Entrepreneur in Sales and Marketing through many different publications. She has numerous degrees, speaks more than one language, and she is extremely involved. Catherine is a servant, just as all leaders. And I have to commend each and every single one of you on tonight's call. We as leaders have an insatiable appetite to learn. And when we're learning, we're sharing. We're growing teams. We're growing information to those individuals who are interested in learning more about what we're doing, what our excitement's all about, and what we're engaged in on a day-to-day basis. Our task and our role is simply to teach or mentor everyone to the best of our ability, and with the access to the corporate individuals, as we all have, it's absolutely phenomenal. The new information that comes down day by day is always amazing and it never ceases to astonish me. I'm always keen on learning, and I'm keen on sharing that information with everyone that I know. And I hope that each and every one of you do the same. And that's why I commend each of you as leaders. You're on this call, you're taking time out of your day, and you're very interested in moving forward and growing your business as an ICB or an independent or IBC as an independent business consultant. St. Nouveau product line are numerous. They have three specific categories. One is the foundation line. Body SIMS is one that we're going to focus on today, and there are numerous body SIMS available to all of us in the marketplace today. And I would strongly urge everyone to stay tuned for Brian Davies' new announcements coming out within the next week to 10 days, or maybe 2 weeks at the latest, with a number of great announcements. He's thrilled to be releasing some very exciting information, and we'll all be pleased to hear those details. The Signifique line, which was added most recently, as recent as our last gathering in LA, which was an extremely exciting time. And on that note, or on that point, I'd like to strongly urge each and every one of you to encourage your team members to join us at these large events, because the learning is second to none, as I had mentioned earlier, and some of my reference points to the great leadership. When it comes to education, an individual simply cannot purchase or buy that kind of education from the business community in such a short period of time and compressed to really feed us everything that we need to know. It's exciting. There are a lot of fun times. We win prizes. There are great deals on product lines. So I strongly urge everyone to come out and join us. Another line that St. Nouveau carries are the superfood power crystals, wonderful energy drink, and the same with Inca Rush, maca, and cacao, which are extremely good for us and very healthy for us. So moving forward, let's talk about all of the body SIMs. There are so many. We have at the moment 10, and rumor mill has it we may be hearing about some new releases coming soon. So I encourage you to, if you haven't had an opportunity to utilize each and every one of these SIMs, please do so. It's in your best interest. I know that I have had the opportunity to use each and every single one of them, even though some of them I really don't require, but I thought I'd test them because that's my nature. I really like to know how a company works and what the products are like, and that's what I'm encouraging each and every one of you to do, or at least recommend to someone in your family or friends network to try St. Nouveau body SIMs, because it's the cutting edge technology of today, and it's the future of health and wellness. Now let's delve into the performance SIMs. Performance SIMs are just a fabulous product. They truly provide excellent results for anyone that is in need or of interest for performance body SIMs, but I'm going to touch on them a little bit later. I've put this slide up for everyone to review what we see on our St. Nouveau app, and the app is called Go St. Nouveau. On the right-hand side of the screen, we see a typical window of what you can pull up underneath a product use. There are 4 icons at the bottom of every page on our St. Nouveau app. One of them is Join St. Nouveau, so it's easy to register someone. There are 4 phenomenal videos, very brief vignettes, of approximately 2 minutes long, cartoon caricature type, that provide individuals a real interesting touch point. It's light, it's easy to get through, it's less than 2 minutes in length, and there's a focus on the business individual, one for a network marketing professional, or for someone who's looking for additional income, or just the stay home parent, or young adult that is still going through school and what have you. So, the little icon in the middle of the page that's a little green tab, or a sort of a tray ready to send something, all you have to do is touch on that icon and it'll open up all of your windows for WhatsApp, WeChat, email, Messenger, you name it, whatever is in your on your device. You're able to forward messages to individuals on the different body sims and the different products that St. Nouveau has to offer, and the business that you're engaged in and fully immersed in. Taking a deeper look, or drilling down a little bit deeper on the St. Nouveau device app, these are some additional windows of what the app provides to us. A listing of each and every single one of the body sims is available. All of our other product lines, like the foundation lines, 2 of them specifically geared for women, 1 product for absolutely everyone, which is Purify, and of course 1 for the gentlemen or men, which is a product called Thrive. I highly recommend these. I've tried 2 of them and I thoroughly enjoy them. I have also tried each and every single product line in the Inca Rush, in the superfood group, which is Inca Rush, and the Power Crystals. I once again would reference and highly recommend St. Nouveau Power Crystals, because they'll certainly get you through the day and give you all the energy that you require over and above the body sims, performance body sims that we might be wearing, just for that extra push. We're all very busy and we're always pushing the envelope. Taking us a little bit further through the St. Nouveau app, there are a couple of very a number of neat features which many of us may not be aware of. As you see, here's another window on the performance sims, and I'll go through a couple of examples with 2 others, because lately, over the last couple of months, we've been dealing with COVID-19. And with that said, many of us knew that our immune system required an additional boost, or we wanted to protect ourselves. So we delved in and asked questions, and corporate was very, very helpful in sharing with each and every one of us that a combination of allergy, wellness, and performance sims provided you the best immunity against anything that's out there. And, it's certainly not the end-all be-all or cure for corona or COVID-19 virus, but it's better to be protected. When I had indicated that there are a couple of interesting features on the St. Nouveau app, when you're viewing the screen here, you'll notice that there are 3 icons. One is a male-female touch pad or touch button on the screen, and there's one to spin the individual around, whether it's the female or male. And the diagrams actually provide a very good visual to where the body sims should actually be placed. Now, the middle touch button, which looks like a stylized N or a lightning bolt, I prefer to refer to it as a lightning bolt, because it simply means that by placing additional performance sims on your body, each and every one of the body sims that we are utilizing, whether it's allergy or wellness or weight management, you'll find that there's an additional boost from the performance sims working in tandem or in concert with the other body sims that we're wearing. Now, the key to the use of body sims is to hydrate yourself extensively. It's recommended that we do drink at least 4 to 5 or 6 glasses of water a day. 32 ounces is probably the optimum. As we all know, 70% of our body is composed of water, as is the world. 70% of the world is occupied by water mass. Now, why do we require all of this water? Well, water is a phenomenal conduit for transferring energy or frequency technology, and that's what Sainovo Body Sims deliver. It's computer program. These are computer programmed hologram sims that simply provide information to our meridian system, helping our body heal. Our bodies are like a doctor. We're meant to heal ourselves through our nutrition and through looking after ourselves. And with this fantastic cutting edge technology, we can really make phenomenal advances. Here's an example of the allergy sims. If you take a look at the male body, and I do apologize, I should have placed a couple of female figures up there to be equal to everyone, and I am a big believer in being equal to everyone and treating everybody equally. We all are equal on this planet. So we have a very good example of the allergy sims that we would wear on our front and back side. And of course, there's a frontal view of the individual with additional performance sims to enhance the allergy sims. We're going to take a look at another example, and that example is of, excuse me, I'm having a little difficulty. Here we go, of the wellness sims. And the same holds true for all of the other sims that we've discussed or have available to us on the screens that we're going to go through extensively. So let's take a look at weight management. Sainovo Body Sims provide and offer phenomenal results for anyone that's interested in weight management. But before I go there, I think I should get into how Body Sims work. You know, it's a very simple process. As I had mentioned, frequency, scalar wave technology, transferring information from the body sim on and in through your body through frequency through our meridian system. So, you know, the sims simply work like acupuncture, which helps the body heal itself by stimulating specific pressure points called acupoints. We're all familiar with that, or we should be. If you're not, these are points that we could be jotting down right now on a piece of paper and sharing them with our team members or new individuals that we're introducing to the company. Acupoints are part of the meridian system, as I had mentioned. They're a complex network of electrical highway that carry information and energy transferring throughout the body, curing or helping to relieve injury, illness, stress. Even pollution can be an obstruction to our body. So if we want to clear our pathways, utilizing body sims is an excellent way to actually improve our body's health. And stimulating acupoints, it's no different than acupuncture. It clears our pathways and improves our overall health. I like to refer to body sims as a product that is similar to acupuncture. It's not a replacement for acupuncture, but I often refer to them as, you know, when we're trying to introduce these products to new individuals that really haven't heard about the company or understand what the products are like, I'll make the reference point and indicate that it's sort of similar to acupuncture without needles. And that's the beauty of Sainovo Body Sims. I know that many doctors around the world, especially Asian, Chinese practitioners, are very, very big on Sainovo Body Sims. They've incorporated these into their traditional practices of traditional Chinese medicine. And today we're seeing more and more individuals tapping into Sainovo Body Sims, introducing them into the Western culture or big pharma medicine from the Western Hemisphere. So how do these how do Sainovo Body Sims, and what is the power behind them? The power behind them is simply a cutting edge research and technology that is properly referred to as a synergy infused modulator or modular, which stores electromagnetic waves and frequencies that safely stimulate our acupoints. They're very safe to use on our bodies. They're effective, easy to use, and produce extremely rapid results or quick results. They're drug-free and chemical-free, and they're definitely not habit-forming, that's for certain. So as I had mentioned earlier, we're going to move into talking about weight management, and that's what I'd like to specifically hone in on now and move through each and every one of the different categories of body SIMS. So in weight management, it's naturally activating our body's activity to metabolize the fat and reduce our appetite. Sustainable body SIMS are electromagnetic waves that stimulate our acupoints, as I've mentioned numerous times before. But when I'm mentoring or teaching, I like to use the same points over and over and over again so that individuals in our team and we ourselves actually become familiar with these terms and become accustomed to utilizing them in our day-to-day conversations. Studies have shown that acupuncture supports weight loss, and it'll certainly influence the hormones and regulate our obesity, our appetite, and our metabolism. Acupuncture may also improve our digestion and enhance the way our nutrients and nutrition is consumed by our body. So, what are the benefits of the Say Nouveau weight management sim? There are many. They'll help your body metabolize. As I said, this is a quick review. They'll metabolize the fat within which is stored in our bodies from all of the intake that we take, whether it be starch, which converts into sugar. It's a great appetite reducer, and it'll stimulate your acupoints. And as I said, they're easy to use, safe and natural, and definitely not habit forming. So let's move along and talk about the discomfort SIMS. Discomfort SIMS are once again a natural product, as are all of the Say Nouveau product lines. Once again, electromagnetic waves traveling through our meridian system. And, according to a Harvard Medical School study, acupuncture can help relieve pain by releasing the endorphins within our body and the serotonin in our body. Now, when we do some research on the serotonin that's produced, we always thought that the serotonin was produced within our brain. However, today we've learned a little bit more. Much of the serotonin is produced within our gut, and it's transferred through our body to actually provide another byproduct, and it is commonly known as oh goodness, I'm just missing it. It's similar to or the exact same product that is released when we're having a nice turkey dinner. So when we take a look at the benefits, there are many. They'll provide relief and a quick, effective result, as do all of the Say Nouveau body SIMS. Quick results. And we're going to see a lot of examples later on in this presentation. Some of the materials are a bit graphic, but certainly self-explanatory, and it brings home the point of how effective and how we can actually utilize these body SIMS. So let's talk about performance once again. I delved in briefly. I'm just going to highlight and gloss over what performance SIMS will do. I'm a big fan of performance SIMS. I love energy. Many of the athletes around the world are utilizing performance SIMS for energy, for strength. They'll provide a greater experience in absolutely everything that we're involved in. And as I mentioned earlier, the combination of performance with all of the body SIMS will provide a better result. It's like a booster. And, when we want to improve our flexibility and a quicker recovery time, this is a phenomenal product. Or if you want to alleviate the fatigue in our body or injuries to our body, performance SIMS are the absolute solution to providing us what we require with regards to a phenomenal result. So let's move along and talk about relaxation SIMS now. We can see what on each of these slides what the body SIM looks like. They each have a very different shape. other than the weight management one and performance. They're sort of similar. They're similar in color. So the way to tell the difference, the performance sims are extremely rectangular in shape, and your weight management one happens to have a little clipped off corner. And so that's how you can tell which sim is which. Now, when we want to have a very good night's sleep, or for those individuals who have insomnia or have challenges with their rest pattern, or if individuals happen to work different schedules like nights or what have you. Our bodies are turned upside down, especially for those individuals that are working through the night or well into the evenings, and many of us like to do that from time to time. It's not healthy for us. A good night's rest is always recommended, 7 to 8 hours. Other individuals may require more or less. I'm at an age where I require less sleep than I did when I was younger. And I'm very fortunate and blessed because I attribute all of my energy and less requirement for sleep, even though I do like it, back to the performance sims. They simply provide a tremendous amount of energy, and I can perform for extended hours each and every day without that additional sleep like a younger individual does require. So, as I've mentioned time and time again, this is the future of health and wellness. It's here today. It's here to stay. It's been around. St. Nouveau and Body Sims have been around for well over a decade. And when we come back to the relaxation sims, uh, the sims encourage rest and sleep. They'll reduce your stress. They'll promote relaxation. And once again, as with every body sim, they stimulate your acupoints, and they're definitely drug-free and non-habit performing. So let's touch on allergy sims. And on each of these slides, I've tried to include some of the pictures that I've borrowed from other individuals' presentations. And I do thank every one of you for being kind and generous to help out individuals like myself who at one time was spending a considerable amount of time on airplanes and working with PowerPoint and Keynote. But over the years, I sort of let it go. And, I'll have to be very honest. I have slipped in my skill set, and I'm regaining it very, very quickly as I was putting this presentation together and another one. And I have quite a few others ready to go for presentations to my team members and for larger meetings in public locations. So with regards to the allergy sim, the allergy sims are once again a phenomenal solution for anyone that's allergic to pollen or all sorts of different things that are irritating us at different times of the year, whether it's seasonal or just on a constant basis, like dust for a lot of individuals. That's something that we can't get away from, the natural elements. When we take a look at the allergy sims, they'll control your body's response to allergens. St. Nouveau body sims use electromagnetic waves to stimulate our acupoints and transfer that information through our body naturally, providing the ability for your body to actually heal. Clinical studies have shown that stimulating the acupoints are an effective way for treating whatever our challenges are, especially for allergies. So I highly recommend to anyone that I know allergy sims. You can certainly achieve some phenomenal results. And as we were informed not long ago, several months ago, when COVID-19 came out, the allergy sims are a great way to boost your immune system. I was a big fan. At times, I looked like a bit of a Christmas tree, all lit up with all three different types of body sims on my body. I also want to share with you, and you will see some slides later on. I have gone forward and on numerous occasions moved forward with stem resets, and I highly recommend that to everyone for regrowing your stems or stem cells at a more rapid rate than they may be. For everyone that's aging, once we pass that magic number of the age of 20 or 21, our cell reproduction slows down. And it's important for us to try to keep that cell reproduction at the level as it was while we were very young, from the age of, birth right through to about approximately the age of 20. That's why young people are generally very healthy. The majority of them are extremely healthy, very vibrant, full of energy, and it's simply because their stem cells are reproducing at a very rapid rate and allowing our body to heal quickly while we're having our sleep at night, and allowing our body to heal. So let's move forward and cover off a few extra SIMS that are key and critical to what we have to offer from St. Nouveau. We do have our wellness SIMS, once again, sort of octagon shape, like a stop sign, typical sign that's seen anywhere in the world. These particular SIMS will provide you the most effective mechanism to actually allow our body to heal itself in a very quick manner and an effective manner. I highly recommend the wellness SIMS. And once again, coupled with performance SIMS, they produce phenomenal results. Going back, I can flip back to slides, but I prefer not to because it just simply takes up time, and everyone's time is valuable. I like to keep presentations to a timely time frame so that everyone can get on with their evening and maybe make a few phone calls and connect with people. Here we have an example of where we are to place body SIMS when we look at the men's body SIMS, which provide some phenomenal results. They'll support superior sexual experiences. They'll improve our mood for men. They'll provide more positive mental health. And, psychologically and physically, men's body SIMS are something that I recommend to most men, just as I do with the foundation line of Thrive. And I do the same thing on the woman's side or female side. I'll cover off the body SIMS for women shortly. When we're talking about the body SIMS, it's good to provide the benefits and share with the individuals of how they perform and what they're actually doing to our body. So moving forward from men, here's an example of where we place them, or the most effective places. Of course, there are many acupoints on our body, a couple of thousand of them. Individuals who are Chinese holistic practitioners or traditional Chinese medicine practitioners, they know where absolutely every single acupoint is, and they're extremely effective. They're great teachers or mentors. I'm very fortunate and blessed to know one in my community, and there are many, but I'm very fortunate to have access to a person in my downline, and Dr. Harvey is just an amazing individual. As I had mentioned earlier, I have many thanks to share with all of the folks. And during my last presentation, I was speaking about the leader from Mexico. I do want to share one more time my most greatest gratitude goes out to you for helping me out several weeks ago. So coming back to female body SIMS, when we place them on the appropriate acupoints that are used to promote, better sexual experiences or better sexual health, this is the way to go for any female that has had a little bit of a hormonal imbalance or change in her life, depending on the age. I often will also recommend that, by altering the chemical imbalances, there's a physiological process that takes place in our body, and the acupuncture improves our mood while we're wearing these. And of course, when it comes to romance, you've got to have a little arousal take place to actually be excited about who we're engaged with and having a relationship with. And it's, for some people natural, and for others they're challenged. And we'd be surprised with the numbers of individuals that are challenged with hormonal imbalances, whether it be male or female. And I'm absolutely thrilled that St. Nouveau has a product line in the body sim arena for both men and women, as they do in the foundation line. And so, going back to the foundation line, I'll cover off very briefly, because tonight's presentation isn't about the other product lines, but I never leave out the product lines that St. Nouveau carries. Body sims are the main focus, but the foundation line is extremely helpful, as is our diet and our conscientious efforts on the food intake that we're taking in daily as we go through time. As I'd mentioned, this is certainly the future in health and wellness, and I highly recommend utilizing these for females that would like that little extra boost. Over the time that I've been involved with St. Nouveau, I was pleased to hear about the SIMS that are available for our devices. Once I heard about the device SIMS that protect us from the harmful emissions that are being given off from our cell phones, our tablets, or our computers, our desktops, or laptops, it's very, very imperative that each and every one of us takes this very seriously. When the networks began the transmission of wireless technology for individuals, we were operating on a 2G network, and then came the 3G network, and before we knew it, there was the 4G network, which we're presently in. But there are 100 communities around the world today testing 5G network. In some communities, it's already rolling out, and of course, as individuals, we want faster, greater, better, and that's just human nature. I, for one, would like faster speed on the internet and greater capacity. Well, how does that happen? It happens, and it's implemented by the telecommunication companies and the research and development companies that bring these wonderful, exciting components or technologies to us. But they come to us at a price. And what I'm pleased to share is that, with the 5G network, if you drill down deep and research what effects there are on individuals from the microwaves being given off from the massive numbers of towers that are going up and relay stations, we need to be concerned. It's extremely important for us to take a very good look at what's happening out there in the world because of our insatiable appetite for technology. And as I said, it comes at a price. So please, folks, protect yourself, protect your children. When I walk through a mall or any public street where I see young children being babysat by or cared for by a tablet in their hand or a cell phone next to their body, I cringe because of the device emissions that are coming off and harming these children. When a newborn or a young adult's brain is developing, they need to be protected, and the emissions that are being given off by the devices need to be kept away from our young folk. But I've watched time change. We, in my age category, didn't have these technologies 25 and 30 years ago or 40 years ago. Today, everybody has access to the newest and greatest technologies, and I tip my hat to the developers. It's the way we stay connected. It's the way we transmit information. But without the appropriate protection, it is harmful to us, and we best be aware of what is really truly happening to us. So let's protect ourselves and protect the ones we love and protect the people that we will come to know from from our course of conducting business and just conducting life in general. So when we have an opportunity to share this information, please do so. It's in your best interest. Now, I'd like to touch on uh, one of the packs that was introduced some time ago. It was a sample pack, a brilliant marketing component. It provides individuals a wide array of or a variety of SIMS that people can utilize or experiment with and try, because when it comes to people's conditions or symptoms or concerns, it's nice if they can receive a pack that has a whole number of different product lines in it, and they'll certainly benefit from them. So the sample pack provides individuals a lot of different options and choices, and as I've mentioned numerous times, it's one of the best ways. And so, deciding on the type of sim that works best for you is something that you can think about or review with the person that introduced you to Say Nouveau. Or as leaders, we should be always mindful of the sample pack and introduce it to all of our new people, because they may want to try a greater number of SIMs than just purchasing one specific type to get started with, or two. In my case, I was an individual that came in at a large package price point, and I saw the benefits on the business side, and I saw the benefits of having many different varieties of SIMs and foundation lines, and also the superfood energy drinks, because I'm just big on health, period. So moving along and talking about the latest or the most recent release, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Signifique, because there will be a presentation at the end of the month by Say Nouveau's marketing person. She'll perform a wonderful presentation. I've had the good pleasure of meeting Michelle. She's very knowledgeable in the field of marketing, and she's also very knowledgeable in the field of the Signifique line and the facial SIMs, which provide real true advantages. And I've had the good fortune to utilize these to sort of remove some fine lines and wrinkles, as I call them. It certainly had improved my appearance. Some of the individuals that are online right now have made comment and shared with me that I look younger, I look better. My skin's been strengthening as I'm using Signifique SIMS, and I highly encourage for those that would like a more youthful skin to actually try the Signifique lines. The Signifique line comes with many other components. The beautiful gift bag that they come in is made of leather. The product line is extremely over the top. It's it's better than anything that we see in the marketplace at any of the stores locations, whether it be the highest end product. The lift line is fantastic. The mud that's gathered and put together for Say Nouveau comes with the finest ingredients. We'll see that on some of the slides as we come to flip over to them. Of course, there's the Mister, and of course the Signifique enhancer. So here are the product lines that make up the Signifique Nourish. That's the word. That's the name that I was using. I'm sorry, I have to take a drink because I have a need for replenishing some liquid. So do bear with me for a second. Getting back to the Signifique, the benefits are numerous. They'll produce or reduce the appearance of the fine lines, as I had mentioned. They'll soothe and strengthen your skin. They'll support your collagen production. They'll maintain the elasticity, and they'll boost your hydration and improve the texture and tone. And of course, provide you sort of a firmer, more useful appearance. I highly recommend that the product is tried. You'll be extremely pleased. And on with respect to time, I'm not going to get into all of the different components that make up Cinefique because, as I had mentioned, Michelle will be touching on all of these points in a later presentation. I believe it's 2 weeks from now. So I highly encourage everyone to tune in next week. And once again, while I'm providing announcements, I'm going to once again encourage each and every one of us, for those of us online, for those that dialed in or tuned in later after the presentation started, please watch your messages on either WeChat or WhatsApp or your emails, however you receive your information. Do call everyone that you know to take in Mr. Davies' announcements coming up within the next 10 days. So I highly encourage everyone to take that presentation in. Now, moving forward, we have the Cinefique lift. Once again, I have gone over in the mud here are sort of all of the products that make up the product line. Extremely healthy, superfood material, and items that the majority of companies that are producing product lines like this really aren't even into, because these are all natural and very holistic for us. So once again, we're just moved through these slides a little quicker, and let's touch on some of the examples. This is a photo of myself. As I had mentioned, when COVID-19 was here, I simply pasted a lot of body sims on myself. One occasion when I had a number of days where I could actually place a number of body sims on my face, I did that to see what the effectiveness was like. And I can honestly say that I certainly saw a huge improvement, and I highly recommend it to anybody that happens to have some wrinkles or some saggy parts of their face that they'd like to improve. We have a couple of examples of individuals that have lost weight. These are fantastic testimonials, and YouTube certainly carries many of them. Many of us who are team leaders have them in our back office or in our libraries that we shepherd. This is a photo of another individual, within a very short period of time. A very large swollen ankle is reduced very, very quickly. And the time frame in Malaysia was the fourth day of the 12th month, and on the fifth day, which is 1 day later, we have a tremendous result of a tremendous amount of swelling that has gone down. Here's a gentleman that I've come to know from St. Nouveau. Eddie happened to have a little additional weight on his body. In a short period of time of 5 months, he lost 111 pounds. And in a little longer period, he lost 195 pounds. Eddie is at his optimum weight. He's extremely happy with what his results were. He utilized the St. Nouveau weight loss or weight management SIMS and performance combined. Eddie will provide testimony to anyone at any time of his results and his achievements. He said that he didn't really change his habits or diet very much. He continued on with life as normal. As a young individual, he's busy, or was busy, still is, and here are the results of his phenomenal experience. And here's another wonderful colleague and lady that was carrying a little excess, and she actually wanted to go through some change, and here we see some remarkable results once again of how an individual can change. We also have in this particular slide a hand, or our dear friend holding up a St. Nouveau credit card, and it's nice to have that credit card, debit card from St. Nouveau. Once we join, we have the ability to go into our back office, activate that, and allow our earnings to be placed onto that card or into your account or your financial institution's account. Here are a couple of other additional photos of individuals that have lost weight. And of course, there are other photos about different types of results for different reasons, as I shared with allergies and things like that. But in these particular examples, I'm sharing the quick results in a very short time frame of tremendous weight loss, and a reduction in appetite and firming up of our bodies, and some toning. Here we had an individual, a gentleman who had a tremendous amount of dizziness, and his wife had recommended, or sister had recommended, that he try the performance SIMS around his acupoints near the ear, from behind the ear and in front of the ear. And his dizziness went away in a very short period of time, and he was feeling much better. So, the combination of SIMS, as I said, is a great way to go. I highly recommend it. Here's another individual that had phenomenal testimony from Shenzhen in China. Slipped, had a tremendous amount of damage to, or injury to her hand, and in 5 short hours, after placing a bunch of discomfort and performance SIMS on her body, she saw immediate and tremendous results. So moving forward, here we have more graphic photos of some results. We have some very serious skin conditions, and in 10 days of combination SIMS, life-changing experiences took place for this lady, and she was able to walk and move around, and her conditions changed in her bloating and also skin conditions. So, as I said, some of these scenes are a little bit graphic. Here's another one that's a little more challenging to look at. Stitches on a lesion at the back of the neck, underneath the hairline. This person had an interest to heal very, very quickly, and as you can see the results with some allergy SIMS and performance SIMS. The testimony was amazing. These are primarily allergy SIMS, and the healing was a quick process. Here we have an individual, a lady who had a little bit of puffiness and a droopy eye. She cleared that up in a very quick time frame. Extremely pleased on the facelift results. I've had the same the day that I met our president of St. Nouveau. She had looked at me, and one of the colleagues she was with, they had a little conversation, and I think she thought to herself, or they both thought to themselves, why don't we try a little experiment here? And they placed a lift sim or a St. Nouveau or facial sim on underneath one of my eyes, and I had a baggy dark blue look disappear very quickly, and some puffiness go away within 10 minutes. This young fella, I have to really share my excitement and joy for someone that can change his eyesight and vision. Thank goodness that there were individuals or adults around that knew about St. Nouveau Body Sims that assisted or provided this young man with body sims to his facial area where he wore performance sims, and his vision improved, allowing him to actually see much better than what his vision allowed him to see prior to his treatments with performance body sims. So a wonderful testimonial. Once again, I had indicated that some of these scenes or photos are a little graphic, but they're on YouTube and many other areas where the testimonials can be found. This is a good example of sepsis in 5 days' time with performance and discomfort sims. The results were amazing. Performance and discomfort certainly for relieving the pain, because sepsis is extremely painful, and the performance as an enhancer really sped up the process and provided phenomenal results. Taking a look at this injured eye, a red eye, and I do apologize, I have to improve the gray screen type at the bottom. In a short 3-day period, this individual saw phenomenal results of a very injured eye to a quick improvement in 3 days, and the results were deeply appreciated. So once again, results from St. Nouveau. Here I'm going to share display units that we've seen at large events, such as the one on the right-hand side. St. Nouveau has phenomenal material. I strongly urge each and every independent business consultant, as the visual on the left-hand side. When we have an opportunity to take in or attend trade shows, they're not your best place to actually be promoting, but if you have a group or a team that can actually participate at a trade show or an event, please do so. I highly encourage it because it's a great way to grow your network, whether it's meetup events or trade shows or what have you. These are a great way to display your wares or your product lines, improve your business, grow your network. And I highly recommend it to anyone with companies such as Vista Print in North America. We can purchase wonderful tool sets just like the ones we saw to see phenomenal results for displaying our products, or events within our own community, wherever we happen to reside. Or if our team grows larger, we can actually take time to go out and support and work with them and have fun and meet more new people. So as I had indicated, I'm going to touch very briefly on the other product lines that St. Nouveau have. I'm extremely big on the power crystals. Once again, a combination of wonderful superfoods that provide great energy. Inca Rush composed or compile, which is primarily composed of or made up from maca and cacao, a great energy booster if you're tired. This is pure natural energy booster a drink, and I like to have them quite often. I said that I would touch on the foundation line. We can look these up online for in-depth details. The Balance and Grace line for females is phenomenal for hormonal imbalances pre-menopause and for ladies after menopause. And of course, Purify, absolutely for everyone. What's the most important aspect of our life is our digestive system. If we have a happy digestive system, we have a happy life. And for the guys, once again, a little additional libido enhancement and extreme protection for our prostate. The Thrive line is one that I recommend to almost every man at the age of 40 and up. I think it's the only way to go. And once men happen to reach an age of around 50 in the Western culture, all doctors will recommend that we really keep an eye on our prostate, because that's a very major concern to many of us. I started off our evening with a good morning, St. Nouveau. I like to end it with a good morning, but as every day comes to a close, we have the opportunity to reflect on the day, appreciate and provide gratitude, or experience the gratitude and appreciate the gratitude that we've encountered through the day. Each and every day isn't a day filled with gratitude. We have our ups and downs and our challenges and our stresses and everything that goes on with LIFE, life. If we can wind down our day, just as I highly recommend for beginning our day, I recommend that we take a look and envision what tomorrow looks like for you, and maybe even the day after. Short-term planning, long-term planning is always critical for success. I highly urge everyone to take some time, always plan out your following day, make some notes, be visionary. Utilize journaling. Use your electronic devices to make notes for yourself. Fill your calendar with people to see or people to talk to. As we've experienced in the past couple of months, Zoom is a phenomenal tool set and app out there, as is WhatsApp and WeChat and everything else that's out there, whether it be Viber, you name it. These apps are out there. Utilize them. The world has come to know that we now have a new norm, and we are going to experience a new norm going forward in life. What does that new norm mean? We're more efficient, actually. People have recognized that we can actually cut down on our face-to-face time and traveling around time, trying to see people. What we have is a real gem that, out of the negative or huge impact that the COVID-19 has had on people all around the world, we've come to a new awareness, and we've experienced, or even if we haven't, we've certainly heard through the news or through the media that there have been huge impacts on countries and regions and cities and communities where people have been affected by the virus. Uh, I think that what we've learned from this experience and passage of time is that we, as entrepreneurs, can pick up from the technologies that we have available to us to be much more efficient and more productive and greater at communicating. And so I encourage each and every one of you, do plan out, move forward with making presentations and leading by example. That's how we learn. Work on your prospects. So I always like to end with, build a team that's so strong that you can't tell the leaders apart from the new individuals that have been taught or mentored how to be a great leader. I love to see leadership grow when we can create and duplicate. That's the success of this organization or this business. No matter what kind of business we're in, it's all about duplication. Getting the job done better, more efficiently, implementing greater technologies, implementing greater product lines, better product lines. And I do tip my hat to St. Nouveau, the leaders in the company, the researchers. I'm extremely grateful for the product lines that everyone is working on and bringing out. And once again, on this a segue, I'd like to encourage every one of you to dial in the next 10 days when Brian Davies is scheduled to make announcements, as with every single individual, whether it's in Chinese, Spanish, or English. I encourage you to take in sessions, because there are interesting nuggets that you'll find, even though you may not understand the language. I'm certainly dialing into Chinese and Spanish, which I'm not fluent in, but I'm certainly picking up true golden nuggets, or shining stars, like I like to refer to them as, because we're always learning, even if we're not fluent in that particular language. It's like traveling around the world and meeting new people. Sometimes we can't communicate, but once again, with apps, translators are phenomenal. So that's simply a great way to actually listen in on other presentations, no matter what the language is, and have a translator do the translating for you and move forward by learning additional information. Because each presenter from around the world has their unique qualities and characteristics. We can always learn, and I enjoy learning, and I'm sure each and every one of you do as well, because you're on this call participating, and I commend you. And I once again will share my gratitude for everybody dialing in. Thank you very much. Here's to the power of St. Nouveau, goodness empowered. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be concluding for this evening. I ask that we continue to communicate and share our gratitude, share our stories, share our testimonials, share them online through our communication lines, and do have fun, go out, be successful, and once again, goodness empowered to each and every one of you. Do have a fun day and a great day tomorrow, and a good evening tonight. And once again, good morning to you all. Take care.